Welcome into this special breaking news edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as we bring you this late news here from my at-home studio on this Monday night. A busy day already for the Kansas City Chiefs as they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster to begin the morning. Now into the night, Brett Veach has pulled off a trade for Arizona Cardinals edge rusher Cameron Thomas, giving up a 7th-round pick. Let's tell you more about the newest member of the Kansas City Chiefs. Thomas, a 2022 3rd-round pick out of San Diego State, has played his entire career with the Arizona Cardinals. And he hasn't done a ton, if we're going to be honest with you, of his time in the NFL so far. Just a total of 40 tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery in his NFL career to this point. He's played in a total of 32 games over the first 2 seasons he's been in the league, with just 3 starts. This past season had a total of 22 combined tackles, with 3 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit. Also had 1 fumble recovery, did have a touchdown, a scoop and score, 1 pass defended as well there for Cameron Thomas. His background at San Diego State, we mentioned the 3rd-round pick there, a second-team All-American in 2021, was named the Mountain West Conference's Defensive Player of the Year, and was a 3-time first-team All-Mountain West Conference selection from 2019 to 2021. And you'd have to think the Chiefs clearly see something in this guy if they're going to make this signing at this point ahead of roster cutdown day. And think about this. When you look at where the Chiefs are at the defensive end spot, you got B.J. Thomas on the non-football injury list right now. Charles Omenihu expected to go on the PUP list. So the Chiefs were looking for some potential options for the defensive end edge rusher spot. And now this could be where Cam Thomas slides in to fill that potential role as a backup for this Chiefs team. What is your one-word reaction to the move by the Kansas City Chiefs to trade Cam Thomas, giving up a 7th-round pick for a former 3rd-round pick? I don't hate it. I'm fine with it. I think that's my one-word reaction. Fine. That's all right. No problem with me. I'm fine with this. Give me your one-word reaction. Let us know in the comments section below. Folks, this is why you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm hanging out at my house on a Monday. I was literally getting ready to fire up the PS5, play some College Football 25, and then what do you know, this news broke. Had to bring you a video as quick as we could here on the channel. We're bringing you daily news and rumors. We're going to be all over roster cutdown day tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We'll have our final 53-man roster projection tomorrow, so that should be exciting. Certainly looking forward to talking about that on tomorrow's program. And we're going to be live for most Chiefs games this season, in addition to our live shows during the week. We are your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. If you are a die-hard Kansas City Chiefs fan, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now, lock us in, never miss a moment, stay up to date with the latest happenings in your favorite team. At the very least, if you could give me a thank you for putting this video out when I'm just enjoying my evening, about to play PlayStation, and instead bring you this video here. The easiest way you can support us and support the work we're doing, bringing you free videos here, by subscribing to the channel. Subscribe now for free. Every sub counts. We're trying to get to 57K subs. Help us out. We certainly would appreciate it right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. All right, so now let's tell you more about Cameron Thomas, the player the Kansas City Chiefs are getting here. Going over the grades, let's look at the PFF numbers of what he's done the last 2 seasons. You go back to 2022, had an overall defensive grade of 69.9. Nice. Had a run defense grade of 63.8, a tackling grade 80.1. That was the best grade of any grade he's had his entire career. A pass rush grade of 70.5, a coverage grade of 39.3 there in 2022. His numbers dipped a bit in 2023, his second season. His defensive grade went down to a 58.5. His run defense grade went down to a 55.7. His tackling grade dropped quite a bit from an 80.1 the year prior to a 67.4. And his pass rush grade dropped from a 70.5 to a 64.8. His coverage grade dropped slightly from a 39.3 to a 38.9. So his strengths, tackling, much better when it comes to pass rush, compared to coverage. Coverage by far his weakness, and run defense not great there. And you look at this depth chart, where he stacks up for this Kansas City Chiefs team right now. If you were to break down where the defensive ends line up right now, the left defensive end spot, you would think he'll be that number 3 defensive end behind Karlaftis and King Felix, filling in that next spot with B.J. Thomas on the non-football injury list. And then the other side, Mike Dana's there, Charles Omenihu on the PUP list, Malik Herring there, and then a Truman Jones. And obviously we'll see tomorrow how roster cutdown day ultimately plays out. But I would think that's where the Chiefs are at least at the moment, when it comes to that defensive end position of where he'll slide in for now. And, I'll say this. Credit where credit's due to Brett Veach of seeing a slight weakness. Like, am I really worried, honestly, about Charles Omenihu and B.J. Thompson being out right now? Not really, because you got some really good options with Karlaftis and King Felix and Mike Dana. But Brett Veach is saying, why take a chance? Why mess with it? Let's go ahead and just find an easy option that doesn't cost as much as a 7th-round pick just to make sure we're okay. Just find a little insurance policy. I applaud that from Brett Veach. That's why he's the best in the business, folks. Grade the trade. A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think of this move? I know that his resume is not that great, but all you did was give up a 7th-round pick for a former 3rd-round pick player that's still under his rookie contract. It's not going to cost you a lot. I'll go at least a B+, if not an A-. Give me your grade in the comment section below here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. All right, let me tell you about today's sponsor. We are so glad to have on board here in the Kansas City Chiefs Report Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed, whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions. They got it all on Game Time, folks. And listen, if you're trying to make life easier for yourself, Game Time's the place to go. They got this feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. This weekend, I'm headed to Las Vegas. Arrowhead West, baby. Going to the USC LSU game. And you know where I'm getting my tickets? Game Time. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Then you choose your seat. See if you like that seat or not. And then, boom, you're checking out just like that. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. The measurables on Cameron Thomas checks in at 6'4", 267. There at the edge rusher position. And, I got to say, this is something that the Kansas City Chiefs, this feels like a total Brett Veach guy of, hey, sure, maybe it hasn't worked out the last 2 years, but you have to keep in mind, too, the Cardinals have been such a dumpster fire the last 2 seasons that we don't really know how much they held Cam Thomas back. And so I think that's part of the approach, too. If you're Brett Veach, if you're Andy Reid, Spags saying to yourself, hey, we like his tape. We like what he brings to the table, but they haven't developed him. And they have a bad track record over there in Arizona. Maybe we can do something different here. And I think that's something you have to keep in mind of a player that's on a bad team compared to if you were bringing him in from a contending team here, that how much of that is just on poor coaching? Because there's been a lot of poor coaching there in Arizona. And maybe he just needs to get in the system under Spags to see what potentially he could bring to the table here. But at the very least, cost you a 7th-round pick. And, a spot that you're a little banged up right now. I think it makes a ton of sense for the Kansas City Chiefs to do this. And there's more moves to come here in the next, 12-plus hours or so, as we cut down these rosters. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. We'll cover it for you tomorrow here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We'll be back in studio, so stay tuned for that. We'll have our final 53-man roster projection tomorrow morning, and then we will react to the first look at the 53-man roster when it is revealed later on tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for that right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Thanks for staying up late with us here on the channel. For continuing Kansas City Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Chiefs Report. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you tomorrow.